Welcome back to UKSG Green 2025. We are raising money for Crisis, the charity supporting people out of homelessness. We are here with, I think, a first for UKSG. This is our Star Realms finale, which is actually being played live on a tabletop. I'm going to hand you over to our wonderful commentators, Dino95HD and Jack DeHarts, to introduce the runners and the game.
Okay, well, this is, of course, Tricrow. This is Synthcat. We have already played most of the tournament throughout the week at UKSG. We are a little bit behind, so I'm just going to let these guys go. Have you decided who is first player? Yes. Okay, well, Tricrow is going to start by drawing 3 cards. Synthcat will then draw 5 cards for his turn, and each alternate turn, they will all draw up to 5 at the end of their turns. This is Star Realms. If you're not familiar with Star Realms, this is a deck building game where there are 4 main factions. And the 4 main factions will basically focus on different things. Blues tend to be healing, that's the green button. Greens tend to be damage, that's the red button. And there's also, of course, the yellows, which tend to be messing with your enemies. Sorry, I'm trying not to get in the way of the game. You can also see a yellow here. And, of course, there is the red faction, which can help boost your deck power. Now, Tricrow has started off. Did you see what's been bought while I've been explaining the game, Dino?
I saw a few blob tokens being bought. There's been damage done already. So, essentially, at the start of a game, you have 8 scouts and you have 2 vipers. Scouts give you 1 money, so you get to buy things. And then you have also the vipers, which do 1 damage to your opponent. The idea is you want to get rid of those as soon as you can, really, because the good cards need to come out for you to do more damage, get heals, spend more money, get bigger ships, basically.
And as you can see, Tricrow has just had a basic hand of 3 money and 2 damage. So the goal of the game will be to get the opponent down to 0 health points. Both players start with 50. There are a number of things you can do. For example, you can buy certain Explorer cards. These only cost 2. Sorry, Tricrow. If there's nothing else to buy. You can see there is a lot of expensive stuff on the deck right now. I like the look of that recycling station, don't you, Dean?
Yeah, recycling station is a very good one to have because it does let you either have money or you can discard a card in your hand to be able to try and get rid of it.
But as we can see, Tricrow has gone for the War World. The War World is quite a strong outpost. There are 3 different types of cards in the game. There's ships, bases, and outposts. Base and outposts work basically the same, but you have to destroy an outpost before you can do damage to someone's life points.
Yeah.
But you can just bypass that.
You can bypass that. But also, say for example, you've got an outpost that needs 5 damage points to be able to destroy. If you only have 4 damage points, you can't do anything, basically. So you can't destroy it, so you can't attack.
And Tricrow has forced Synthcat to discard a single card with his Imperial Freighter. That's another charm of the yellow faction. They tend to be able to mess with the enemy's deck.
Yeah, I'm also liking the look of that command ship. I always love that command ship card. It does so much for you because it can heal you and it can attack your opponent as well. And
Synthcat has just done another counter discard card and is attacking with a blob fighter to do a little bit of damage.
Nice.
Tricrow now has some Explorers out. Explorers are the cheap things that you can trash to get them out of your deck, but they give you 2 instant money as soon as they come out. 5 money for Tricrow, and he's purchased a blob
9 damage.
destroyer.
Speaking of 5 money, we've had a £5 donation from Austin for Synthcat to win.
Oh! I didn't know we were placing bets on this game now.
Neither did I.
But please do. I mean, let us know who you think is going to win.
Yeah, so what's Synthcat doing now is forced a discard and has a little bit of money and has managed to drop half his deck on the floor. Don't worry, that happens to all of us.
It does. But yeah, so got a little bit of money, got a Viper, and we also have the yellow deck, which allows him to target opponent to discard a card. So essentially, when you start with 5, if you've been told to discard, you only have 4 cards. And it can get to a point where you can actually go down to like 2 cards that you can only use in a hand.
And currently Tricrow has twice the amount of health, but Synthcat did manage to destroy that War World that was protecting him. Synthcat did go for the recycling station, which has a very powerful ability. You can take exactly 1 money, not that worth it. But it gives you discard and draw power. So you discard 2 to draw 2, and hopefully you discard. Unfortunately, that does happen a lot. You discard 2 scouts to get 2 more scouts. But the recycling station also does give a little bit of defense, and Synthcat was able to heal up a little bit with that embassy yacht.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've just had an evil laugh from Tricrow, so that is a death knell ringing.
Yeah, effectively that was 10 damage, but 4 had to go to the outpost, with the other 6 then going onto Syndicat's health. So you can see it's currently 40 to 17, but in a way that means nothing in these sort of games because that can flip in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I've done 40 damage in one turn while being at 5 health, so...
Well, I got knocked out by Tricrow in this tournament by being on 1 HP.
Of course.
And he was on 1 HP, I was on 31, and I lost.
Always
that
has
was
to.
fun.
Otherwise, we'd see you here instead of Tricrow.
Well, you know.
It'd be green versus green.
Yeah.
So we've got some interesting cards on the trade row. That command ship hasn't gone, but that Brain World is another very powerful card.
Yeah, Brainworld is very powerful.
Yeah, we've got 2 outposts up for Tricrow, so he has 8 defense. So for Simps, it's not looking good for Synthcat here. A little bit of damage. It looks like Synthcat has not been able to optimize his deck in any way, shape, or form because it's
More basics, yeah.
Yeah, it's a deck building game where sometimes it's luck of the draw. I mean, I lost a game earlier where if I hadn't gone first, I would have had a better selection of opening cards.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. But what's coming out now? So we've got, the Ram is coming out, which is a lot of damage, which is actually...
That's enough to kill.
That's enough to kill.
That's well enough to kill.
And that's game 1. That's game 1.
Game 1 to Tricrow. Right, and I'll help you sort these cards out. So, yep.
Yeah, while they're sorting cards out. So, yeah, we're doing it. Is it best of 3 we're doing? Yeah, best of 3. So, currently 1-0 to Tricrow. But yeah, we're going to reset. So, we need to get the starting decks back up and running. So, we're going back to the 8 Scouts and 2 Vipers. And we're going to shuffle in all of the bases, the ships, everything together. And then we'll go again. But in the meantime, whilst we're setting up, Skenby, over to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. I can fill for time, no problem at all. Don't forget, we are raising money for Crisis, the national charity helping people out of homelessness for good. 90% of your donations will go directly to Crisis to support them in their incredible work, and 10% go to UKSG to help us put on events like this in the future. So get your donations in now below the stream. You've got the big red donate banner, and in chat you can type !donate. That'll give you the links. Put it through on that site and make sure you pick one of our wonderful bids to put things towards our incentives. You saw some extra content in Ultra Kill just before this, and we have some amazing extra mods and content that come up later in the event. I think we are looking about ready to start our second game, so I'll pass you back over to the commentators.
Thank you very much.
And it looks like Synthcat is going first this time, so he draws 3 cards and gets 3 money. There is a lot of cheap stuff on the deck to start off with. This is actually, looks like a good start for Synthcat. Those Federation shuttles, they only cost 1, and they give you 4 healing if you have another Federation. They're very powerful if you can combo them.
Yeah, also the Corvette came out as well there, which is does damage and lets you draw a card from your hand as well, from your deck, sorry.
And it looks like Tricrow is also going for the blue.
Oh, yeah, got the trade escort there, which is healing
and
damage
and draw power if you have another blue.
Yeah.
The Freighter is also a nice card. If you have another blue, you can put the next ship you buy on top of your deck, so you always draw it next turn.
Yeah, the missile bot came out on the Syndicate side as well, which lets you scrap a card in your hand or your discard pile, which effectively means you can start getting rid of those basic hands as you go. So when you start drawing your hands, you have more of the good cards to use.
Yeah, it is a classic combination going for reds and blues.
Yeah, it is.
Because you got
really
draw
is.
power, healing, and scrapping.
Yeah.
No problem. There you go.
Perfect. There we go.
Sorry, we're too busy commentating. Didn't even see that.
Nope. Yeah. So I'll keep an eye on the camera so make sure everything's in shot. But yeah, so good start to the game. Yeah, and the Explorers are just on the edge. You do not quite see them in shot, but yeah.
Yeah, these are the Explorers, but they will be slightly off screen. They cost 2 to buy, and you get 2 money when you draw them. Looks like Tricrow has done a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage, and is buying a trading post. That's a nice little outpost. Doesn't cost too much and gives you optional healing or money.
Yeah, all the machine base is now on the trade row as well, which is very good because that lets you draw a card and you scrap a card in your hand. So if you've got a Viper and a Scout in your hand, you can just pop your machine. If you've got machine base, you can just get rid of that straight away.
Yeah, the Brain World is even more powerful because it's 2 scraps.
Yeah, it's so good.
And the thing about bases is once they're out, the enemy has to destroy them. Otherwise, you get that power every turn.
Yeah. It's also like some of the cards as well, like Battle Pod that Syndicate just took. It not only gives you to damage your opponent, you can actually scrap a card in the trade row as well. So if there's a card that you do not want your opponent to have, you can just get rid of it out of the game.
And Synthcat is taking a little bit of damage here, but I think his deck is about to come online.
Well, there's a £5 donation coming from Infinity Gene, who says, "Go on, Synthcat, you taught me this, and surely you're the one to take the win. Good luck on this next match."
Is this trash?
The knowledge gets passed down in this game. Like 2 days ago, I didn't know this game existed, so...
Half the people I teach this game beat me on their first try.
Wow.
So... right, what we got? Synthcat did a little bit of damage there, and is just doing a little bit more setup. I think scrapped one on Viper, so he's trashed a little bit of bad stuff from his deck. You tend to get rid of the Vipers first because money has more utility than a single point of damage usually. Tricrow has bought in 2 Explorers because all those cheap cards have now gone, and there's nothing more less expensive than 5 money out right now.
Yeah, 5 money is needed to get anything on the trade row right now, which it does mean we have to grind a little bit. So what is Synthcat going to go for?
And Synthcat is going to get rid of scrap the Dreadnought
that's a good card.
Yeah, that's a good card. Yeah, because Synth has that blob pod or battle pod, it's able to scrap a card in the trade row. And it's okay.
Better on plate. Never mind. So taking that into his deck instead.
That makes more sense.
It
okay.
does. Yeah,
yes.
it does. Yeah. So we're scrapping
so
the
scrap
command
ship, and he's buying the Dreadnought. And that Brain World is out. That's the double scrap possibility, but it costs 8 money to get out.
Yeah, 8 money, which it can work out well, because one thing that you can do in this game as well is cards have like secondary abilities where if you can scrap them, have like a little bin icon, you're actually able to take the value. So you could get money or you could get more damage.
Oh yeah, the amount of times I've bought like a blob, the battle pod, trashed it for 3 money so I could buy the Brain World and turn 3.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, it's so strong.
We've had a £13.69 donation from WonderTaz, who says, "Synthcat, I'm counting on you to win, or I'm demoting you from the UK board game server. I can't wait to versus you at Blue. I'm coming for the win, so keep the trophy warm for me. Love, WonderTaz."
I like the challenge in that one. That's coming.
I hope Synthcat feels the pressure.
Synthcat is getting a nice number of combos with the Star Empire, the yellow deck.
Yeah, the yellow deck can work really well once combined together. I can't actually see, because the one thing I've got is on my side is I can't see Tricrow's cards because the light is reflecting off them.
Tricrow is just doing a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage, and taking a little bit of money. Just all round this time.
Yeah, down to 29 health. But again, with the right cards coming up out of the deck, it can swing. Oh, money comes out, which is 4, which can't buy anything.
Because Synthcat was forced to discard, he was able to trash the 1 discard in his discard pile. So it was a free discard for him.
Yeah, picking up 2 Explorers instead, so hopefully next time gets 2 out of the...
Oh, there really is nothing on the row.
Yeah. Oh, and then
hopefully something good comes out. There's a blob fighter, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
But Synthcat doesn't have any blobs in his deck, I don't think.
No, I don't think he does.
No.
And yeah, the health is looking a bit precarious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is not looking good for Synth. He's had no synergy, a red, yellow, and a blue. So we can't take advantage of the healing or extra damage.
No.
Oh, he buys the blob fighter,
Blob fighter, yeah.
All the greens are called blob something or battle blob or blob this or blob that.
Yeah, blob world. Yeah. Oh, I say there's a bit more money on the play this time, so not going to be much damage in this one.
And Tricrow chose not to trash the Explorer, which would give 2 damage. Sometimes it is good to keep the Explorers. I always tend to scrap them.
There you go. Oh, the Mech World's
out now as well. And the Mech World is out.
Yeah, so the Mech World is very a special base, so it actually links with every faction.
Oh,
so
the Mech World is perfect synergy. He can take advantage of the yellows and blues and greens without any issue.
Yeah, so one of the things that the freighter does now is the next ship that Synthcat will get, he can put straight on the top of his deck, so he'll pull that out on his next deal.
Next draw.
Next draw, yeah.
And he's got that Mech World with 6 defense, so the game may be turning around here.
I think it was 19 damage I heard this there, yeah, so we got... That's
19. As the great Sam Carter once said, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. But that's what can happen in this game. So the most I've seen in one turn in this tourney that I've been involved in was 33 damage in 1 turn. You had 37. 37 damage in one turn.
I've had about 41 in a real game, and about 60 against the computer. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the value of the draw. So, like, you can just continuously keep drawing cards, which just add damage after damage after damage. You then scrap things that give you more damage.
And this is quite a rare event. The explorers are down to a single explorer now. There is one explorer left to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but we do have the battle blob out, which does also mean that we can draw a card. We have damage coming out.
There should be enough money to buy something with some versatility.
Potentially,
I mean,
yeah.
The Embassy Yacht is probably the best thing to go to, and since Cat agrees. And there's another recycle station.
Another recycle station would be good. At least then it would start letting you discard the scouts.
Probably, yeah, it would be useful for either of them right now.
Yeah, and then we're taking another
Just
10 damage
10
there.
damage.
So it's flipped on its
And
head now,
it's
health-wise.
flipped. As you can see, Tricrow is now 3 points behind.
What we got coming through? So we have got some basic. Was that explorers we got? There we go. Scrapping an explorer there. So when you scrap an explorer, it does do an extra 2 damage.
And he was able to use that to destroy the mech world, which was keeping him protected.
Yeah. Oh, the missile bot is out, which is very good. Which allows Syncat to scrap one of his scout cards.
Yep. As I said, red is good for getting trash out of your deck. I always like to have at least one of the missile bots.
Yeah, okay, and Blob World is being scrapped as part of the perks. So we will not be seeing Blob World just yet.
And it
Maybe
looks
not.
like Synth is going to be doing a lot of damage here. Tricrow is on the ropes. -4.
Oh, minus 15 damage was that there?
-11.
Oh, 11 with the outpost,
15,
yeah.
-11 with the -4 from the outpost.
Yeah.
And now Tricrow has 2 more outposts out, so it's getting a bit hairy.
Yeah, it's doing more damage.
He's not. He could scrap his trading post for 3 more damage. Tricrow, you could do that as an option.
not an option. He's going to be taken up on this turn.
Sweating, helping him.
Not that I put a bet on this or anything.
No. Unbiased commentary, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, and there we go. Oh, sorry.
I believe we call that professionalism.
Professionalism. Is that enough?
Oh, Tricrow's on 3 health.
Tricrow's on 3. It's getting close.
Yep, and he trashed the Dreadnought for an extra 5 damage there. That was definitely worth keeping. Oh yeah, it's a good idea. Separate them so they're
because we might be going to another game potentially.
That makes so much sense.
Depending on what Tricrow gets at this point, though, because yeah, okay, okay.
Oh, he's healing for 8 at least, and doing. That's 4, 8, 10, 12 damage. Not enough.
Okay, we're at 3-2.
3-2.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. He's scrapping an explorer. No. He's getting heals. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Tricrow has done it again. The power of the draw. Oh.
You think you're gonna not do damage? I don't know.
We just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, basically now the only thing that will save Syncat is a card that doesn't do damage. And never mind, there it is.
Card, that's it.
And time. That is it. That is 2-0.
Well done, players. Well, it's a good show, Syncat. We both thought that was going to flip at the end, but that was just such an unlucky draw. 3 basic scouts after you had trashed a bunch of them already.
Yeah.
And
there it is.
There's
what could have come up, which would have taken it to the decider.
Well
but
done,
it's
guys.
not happening, unfortunately.
Well done, guys. Should we do just...
Yeah. There we go. How's this one? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Expensive cameras hanging there, but filming this for us.
Right, well, I think that's it from us. That's
it.
Synthcat and Tricrow.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Tricrow for winning, once again,
Yep.
the Star Realms tournament of
Yep.
UKSG.
We should say that if people do want to try this game, there's a digital version available on an app store, so you can play this on your phone as well.
And you can play it free anytime you come to UKSG.
Yep, exactly. So if you would like to learn this, come to UKSG. We'll teach you.
Yep, definitely. All right, we'll pass it over to the host now. Take it away, Skemmy.
Thank you so much, and what an exciting finish there. I honestly thought Synthcat might take that second one, but it's just not meant to be, and the schedule thanks you. We will
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. We will head to a short intermission, and we will be back with more games after this break.